Hello, this is Martin from seekedge, the channel for learning about trading and investment. Welcome to the pre-market analysis show for July 6th, Tuesday 2021. As usual, let's deep dive into the charts and see what happened today in the market and look forward to plan how best we can trade for the next day. So here we go into the charts of Nifty 50. Yes, what do we see here? It's a gap up that you see, right? So here you have a hammer in the bottom of a trend. We discussed this. A hammer at the bottom of a trend could be bullish, and that's exactly what happened. This hammer indicates the pressure from the bulls. This long wick indicates that, and the hammer worked, and there was a gap up opening, and then we have a nice green candle that you see here, right? So bank nifty, what is happening? Yes, you have a wide range green, which is even more bullish than nifty. That's what happened in the market today. So let's see in the 15 minutes lower time frame charts and see what happened. So here it goes. It closed yesterday here, and here is the gap up, and then it was a very slow movement till the afternoon. Around 12 it dipped, then again it started trending up slowly, another dip, and then so it was trendingly gap up and upwards. That was the action today, right? Nifty, same, it gapped up, very slowly trended. It had consolidation actually, unlike Nifty. It had a slight consolidation here after gap up, dipped along with the Nifty, then trended more upwards. So consolidation and gap up, right? Morning, half, evening, in the afternoon, right? So that is exactly the action. It was a nice trending up move day where Nifty closed with 112 points and Bank Nifty closed with 400 plus points up, right? So in Nifty, one thing that we can notice is it is at a resistance point. It has exactly stopped at a previous resistance area, right? It had stopped here earlier twice, thrice, and this is the fourth time, right? And this is a very, very, very important support, a resistance zone that you see here, this band. This entire zone is very big resistance, and if that is overcome, then Nifty hits the all-time, plus it hits 16,000 for sure, right? But thing is, today it attempted to move across above that resistance zone at 850, that kind of levels, and slightly reverted, you can see, right? You see the wick on the top, it went and hit the resistance exactly the same place where it had 4 times before, and then slightly retraced. There is a bottom wick shows the bullishness, right? Bang. And another thing is, it is in within the channel that is drawn from April 22nd, no? So you can see it hit the channel here, came down and hit the channel here, so it's a nice channel, right? This area is within the channel, right? So as long as this channel is held, it's good for the up move. So let's hope that it could go upwards, since this is a big move, because it has moved from a very good support zone of 16,600 levels, and it has moved to a resistance zone of 15,600 to 15,850. That's exactly what happened today. Very nice bullish move. Bank Nifty, if you look, once let me just remove the drawings, and Bank Nifty, if we go to the daily chart, we see that the channel is not broken. The channel was broken the other day and it had climbed back into the channel, so that's a good thing, right? It has climbed back into the channel, and it also had come closer to a resistance zone which we had drawn earlier. This is also a resistance zone, right? 35,300 is a small resistance, and any up move from here is what Bank Nifty can move up till here, which is 35,600 levels. So this is a resistance zone. See, just hit there, stopped once, twice, thrice, four, right, 5, 6, 7, right, 7, yeah, so 7 to 8 times it had hit in this particular zone of 35,300, right? Just like Nifty, Bank Nifty has to cross above this 35, 300, 350 kind of level, and then it can move up to 35,600 levels where it will face the next hurdle, right? So Nifty, another good thing that we can see is that Nifty, we're actually moving ahead into the momentum section. Yeah, let's get to the momentum later. Before that, let's see what is happening in the Bollinger Bands, which is an indication of the volatility, contraction and expansion, right? What kind of volatility is there? Bollinger Bands can give some hint. Let's enable that, and we can see that Bollinger Bands have actually nothing has happened. It is in a consolidation zone, right? So the up move is stuck at the Bollinger Band top. Only when the up move goes along with the band upwards, that is when we say breakout. Bank Nifty, same. It is still in the consolidation. Still the volatility is squeezed and contracting, not expanding. It has not expanded till now, right? You can see that is what Bollinger Bands talked about. Now let us look at the support and resistance once more. Support and resistance we have seen actually, right? So that should be fine. Nothing has changed. We discussed enough on that. Let's move ahead and see the momentum. So that is something interesting that I wanted to discuss earlier. So Nifty, if you see, you can see that Nifty has climbed back. It has fallen down to 54 levels of momentum for the when the 4 continuous bearish, 4 and 5 continuous down move happened. It fallen down up to 54, and from there it has climbed, and now the momentum has climbed into the bullish zones, right? Which is a good thing, right? While Bank Nifty has made the upward move, but it has not yet reached the bullish zones. Still in sideways, but the momentum is rising. You can see that it has taken a bend and it's rising, which is good. So momentum is still sideways but rising, and for Nifty the momentum has crossed the bullish zones. Let's see the trend. Trend also, Bank Nifty has crossed over into bullish zones. That is something interesting. Earlier it had crossed over in 25th zone. It failed and then reverse course over happened. Now again Bank Nifty has crossed into the bullish zones, which is very positive. Nifty, the trend indicator ADX is saying that it is still not crossed over to the bullish zones. In the case of Nifty, Bank Nifty it has crossed over. So the momentum is good in Nifty, and the trend is good in Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty is trending more than Nifty, and Bank Nifty momentum is lesser than Nifty. That's the conclusion that we get from this chart study, right? So let's go back and see the we'll do with the chart study for now. and get into the open interest analysis better. So options, yeah, futures open interest data is showing that today was a clean long build-up that has happened on Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. A clear long build-up in the futures contracts. In the option contracts, you can see that Nifty for 8th July expiry, the entire option interest, see the chart itself has changed in just 2 days move. You can see that the highest resistance now is 16,000. From 15,800. The contracts have added, and the resistance become 16,000, and overall chart has become a bullish chart with the highest put rating seen at 15,700, and below you have a lot of put rating 15,800, right? So this is turned, and the PCRC it's become 1.1. It was 0.8 or something. Yeah, that last Friday, just turned into the almost to the bullish area from the put call ratio perspective. Bank Nifty July expiry, if you see, there also it has changed. 35,000 was a big hurdle till Friday. 35 is decisively conquered, you can say. Heavy call rating, and the next heavy put rating. No, I'm sorry. And here the call rating can be seen. The highest call rating, highest resistance can be seen is 36,000. So, right. So this chart also is turned to be looking bullish for the Bank Nifty also, and the PCR also has jumped above 1, which is moving towards bullishness, right? Unlike what was the scenario in the last week. So there is a lot of bullishness that the open interest contracts in the futures and the options that is showing us. Now volatility is the interesting thing, continues to be very low and settled at closer almost the same point as before, 12, the lowest of the lowest levels, right? And if you see the IV charts also, you can see that nothing much has happened from the IV point of view, other than, so the IV is continuing to be greater than the historic volatility, but the IV percentile, right, is still very low for any score for the sellers. That's what the open interest analysis shows, and the volatility continues to be at that very low level, and no spikes have really happened today also, right? No major movement spikes, although the market is moving, volatility remains at the 12 levels. Now let us see the foreign institutional participation. If you see that, you can see that today also the Fyers sold a small amount, while DIIs, the domestic institutions, have bought 645, and that is the 13th day consecutively they're buying, right? So that is saying the market. Sectors, what sectors? Let's look at the heat map and see what sectors did good here. IT has done excellently well, and that's because of Infi. Net services almost all green, almost all across the indices, except for some capital goods. So, almost all of them performed today. And when you have Reliance, HDFC Bank, and Infosys, right, along with the ITC and HUL and other banks like Kodak and Axis is there, then what else we need, right? Biggest movements have happened with SBI Bank and the Tata Steel. Big movements. Something is happening in the steel because Hindalco is moving, right? So that's a sector. Let's see in the charts what sectors, what is the action that is happening. So if you see IT, it is overall a bearish day, although Infosys performed, right? But still is in the bullish zone. The day was bearish. So the hammer tried to pull it up, it went above and gave a false pull trap and then retraced back. IT has momentum and trend on its side, right? TCS results. So this continues to be bullish. Metal sideways, indecisive, but green, right? It is in the bullish zones. FMCG, ITC and in the Sunday were both performed. uh, Auto is, yeah, so auto has something has happened today, is that auto has finally moved into the bullish zones. It was sideways, right? Pharma is in the, no, is in the bullish zone, but today is a bearish day for pharma, right? So pharma, auto, FMCG and IT are in the bullish zones. Metal may join them if it moves in bullish zone, the momentum, right? So that's a summary of the sectors. USD INR action today was that it dipped. USD INR got, no, we discussed the other day that there was a gravestone doji pattern in the weekly analysis. That is clear bearish. That pulled the, sorry, so that pulled the market down and we had a big down move day, bearish day. So it is, this was the consolidation that was happening. Yeah, so rupee has weakened to 75 above levels, right? So there is resistance zone here at the 75. It exactly went close to that, and then the gravestone doji happened, and then, or no, it's not a gravestone doji. It is an inverse hammer, which is also bearish, right? So this is a wide range bearish candle with open is equal to, no, it's not open is equal to high. Yeah, so it's a bearish pattern. So basically it was consolidating and moving further up. So there is some intervention that has happened. Some resistance is there at the 75 levels. It could not move further up, and then consolidation. I would guess that US dollar also might have weakened. Yes, US dollar index also is a doji indecisive. It had climbed up and it was bearish. It could not sustain that, and it was fallen down. Fine, but it's dollar index is in the bullish zones. So USD INR didn't do well, right? It may further fall down, right? So rupee may strengthen slowly, right? Now that it had hit the 75 levels and then it's slowly retracing, right? And gold had made another green candle in its upward journey. So we saw that it has been consolidating for several days here. Now it is slowly moving up. So last 4 days it has been moving up. So it is heading up, as we discussed earlier several times, right? So US market had made an all-time high last week of 168 movements. So the jobs data impact could still be there for some days. It's an 86 point up move for the Dow Jones that we see for the day at the time of the recording, and even this is also slightly up. S&P 500 also, right? So that is a wrap up gap. Even oil is heading up, no, it's getting costlier and costlier, right? So that's a summary wrap up of our analysis. So just to summarize what we discussed so far, right? Everything is turned bullish all of a sudden, right? Um, it, so the Nifty charts clearly say that it had a hammer bounce and it is back into the trend line channel, and it is at a resistance area. Bank Nifty also has bounced up and got into the channel trend line, and it is also heading towards resistance area, but it was a trending day, trending bullish day, right? Is what now the price action is saying. But overall, if you see, the consolidation is still there. The volatility expansion is not yet happened. The skews of consolidation has not yet broken out, right? We are not yet ready to say that it is going to break out unless the resistances that is there immediately that we are seeing the charts are broken one by one, right? So there are a lot of supports down there. Similarly, there are resistances very strong for Nifty and Bank Nifty, right? Very strong, which had been tested multiple times, right? So whether it will be able to breakout of those resistances that we had seen in Nifty and Bank Nifty, or whether it would consolidate in the same Bollinger Band area is something that we have to look forward and see in the coming days. So positional traders, there's they just have to go continue keep moving up and then continue doing nothing, just trail the profits whenever the market is trending upwards, right? And for the intraday, price action is the only thing that you can do. So today it moved above the previous day's high, right? So the moment you do that, that's the point where you can make it long with, you can go along with this, with a defined stop loss as per your capital allocation, right? So that's how it has to be. So before getting, so today was Monday, right? So tomorrow would be the day when the theta decay for the expiry will slowly start, right? So looking at the resistances that you see, selling of the Nifty and the Bank Nifty at those points like 36,000, selling a call option of 36,000, or selling a 5,900 or 850 kind of options, depending on what premium is left in them, may not be a bad idea, right? So that's a wrap up and actionable that I have for the July 6th Tuesday, tomorrow, right? So once again, request all of you to please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and hit the like button, and this is very important for us, and hope you will do that. Thank you, and happy learning and happy trading.